Publish now. Okay. All right, now we're good to go.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Gorilla Takeover for this time slot. You're expecting Charged Up, your weekly dose of comic book news and movie news. Well, now it's Chair Shot. I nailed Justin over the head with a chair, and the ref rang the bell, and now we're here.
Is this like when Kevin Nash powerbombed Eric Bischoff at Bash at the Beach '96? This is we're not here to play.
He powerbombed him off the stage. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
You just started watching, going through the old WCW stuff, right?
Yeah. By the way, this is our. I'll just go ahead and introduce this part in that. Normally, this is Charge Shot, the weekly show that Justin and I do where we talk about the entertainment and tech news and stuff like that. Well, since Justin's enjoying his honeymoon in Ireland right now, and Thomas didn't really have anything to really talk about, so I figured, well, fuck it. Let's just be this episode. Let this episode be our stealth pilot for our future Chair Shot podcast, wrestling podcast that we're going to do at some point. Hopefully by Royal Rumble time, because I would really like to start talking wrestling full time. Since Royal Rumble season starts.
Yeah, for sure. Like, oh man, Royal Rumble. And Survivor Series is this weekend, so
that's partially why we're doing it. It's kind of like the perfect storm.
It's pretty great. I've been looking forward to this ever since I started this website.
Well, yeah, and especially considering in terms of Survivor Series, like Survivor Series last year, I don't remember anything of it outside of the Goldberg Lesnar match. Like
I don't remember James Ellsworth.
No, I don't remember James Ellsworth.
Okay, so. They had a Survivor Series match. I can't remember. I think it was probably just brand loyalty again. But they had James Ellsworth as the mascot, and he hit underneath the ring. And while Braun Strowman was being counted out, James Ellsworth held his legs down underneath the ring, and got counted out.
Wow, I just remember because I missed a lot of James Ellsworth's initial one where he was like the friend of.
Oh man.
I missed all that because I wasn't watching Wrestling Weekly. I didn't have Hulu. I didn't invest in time into it, which is kind of a shame because I missed most of AJ's first run as champion.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, by the way, who's challenging Brock Lesnar for not challenging, but rather facing off against Brock Lesnar this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I missed a lot of it. The only time I really saw him was in the pay-per-view. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Why? I look at him. Why is he here? And then for some reason, I never warmed up to him. Maybe because I didn't watch it weekly. I thought he was better when he was Carmella's valet. Because I felt like he had a role to play there versus just being this kind of loser jobber character.
Yeah, so he was basically just a jobber. He just came on and lost every match. But it was pretty great to see him become just no-name jobber guy. Whatever, James Ellsworth. He looks like a freak. Like that's JBL's thing. He would just harp on him. He's like, he looks like a turtle. That blah 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 blah. But then he became this actual character, and it was pretty great. He became AJ's friend, and then he ended up challenging him for the title. And I think I can't remember if he actually won the title or not.
I don't think he ever won the title. I don't think he won the title. I don't believe so. I would have remembered that.
He does have 3 wins over AJ Styles though.
That's what it is. But they were non-title matches.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
If you check the wrestling Discord for our server, I put in a pretty cool image thing that someone put on Twitter. So he holds 3 victories over AJ Styles. He wrestled for the WWE Championship twice, eliminated Braun Strowman at Survivor Series, said fuck the rules, and he basically won the Money in the Bank briefcase for Carmella. Sold that shirt with just his face on it. He's done a lot of great stuff, and I didn't ever see a long-term thing for him. A year in WWE, he's lived his life. I couldn't be more happy for him leaving. That's kind of what we're talking about James Ellsworth, because WWE has let him go.
Yeah, and I don't think he, it's he won't be missed, but hey, he had his time in the spotlight. He didn't he have a match at WrestleMania?
Yeah, he had a WrestleMania entrance, I think, against John. No, I can't remember what it was, but he faced off against John Cena at one point.
Yeah. Hey, not bad for 1 year and out,
Yeah,
a lot of guys go into WWE for a year and you never hear from them again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless they're Triple H's boys.
Honestly, James Ellsworth is probably more over than like half the roster in WWE.
Which is crazy because the dude can't wrestle. Like that's what I find funny is that like people chant, "You can't wrestle to Roman Reigns." I'm like, yeah, you guys love fucking James Ellsworth. I don't understand.
He's like a mid to top tier like comedy act.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, like we were talking in our Discord, which you can join, talk about wrestling. Can people join? People can join, right?
Oh yeah. Like the link is on the site on the front page.
Yeah, join our wrestling Discord where we talk about how. God, now I lost my train of thought. Anyways, yeah, continue. I was going somewhere and I lost it.
You're talking about something in our Discord. But yeah, like I really enjoy James Ellsworth. He's even said on Twitter, he's like, you know what, guys, I had like a great run. I was super excited to be part of WWE for so long, and he seems like really humble about it, which is good. Yeah, it's great.
Right. He's gonna get a lot of. Oh, this I was thinking. Like he's gonna get a lot more. Like indie promotions are probably gonna pay him a little bit more because like this is former WWE star James Ellsworth.
Yeah, and his slogan was "Any man with two hands has a fighting chance." Like that was his initial thing.
That's not a bad slogan to have. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then he became Carmella's like. I don't know. You said valet.
Yeah, that's what I'd call him. He was the valet. He was the reverse. I thought he was better there because like he wasn't wrestling and he could use his sort of awkward personality around a beautiful woman like Carmella. I thought that was great. Yeah, and then he just disappeared. Carmella has seemed to disappear because I haven't seen.
Well, they were still like doing the thing. I don't know if you saw SmackDown, but he ended up wearing like a dog collar and like a chain around his neck. Oh damn! Yeah, and like Carmella would like carry him around, treat him like a dog, and he was just going along with it.
Wow. No, I missed that entirely.
Yeah, that was pretty great. I enjoyed that one too. Like he's a great comedy act. Like he'll do well in indies if he sticks with the comedy stuff.
Yeah.
His finisher was no chin music, which was pretty great.
That's pretty funny.
That's a good finisher name. So yeah, that's James Ellsworth. So you watched Raw this past week. Like you're going to start watching this stuff weekly, or?
Yeah, I'm going to start. I won't be like day and day. I'll be pretty much watching it the day after because Hulu doesn't. I don't know like what the exact time frame. Like, is it a few hours or is it the next day? All I know is that I will be watching it weekly now because it's like instead of sitting through 3 hours of Raw, it's just an hour and a half on Hulu and like same with SmackDown, which is somehow an hour and a half. I don't know what they're cutting out, but because SmackDown's 2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, SmackDown is 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what the hell they're cutting from Raw to make it from 3 hours to an hour and a half. That just seems weird to me. But yeah, I watched Raw this week and SmackDown this week.
What were your takeaways for the go home shows?
I liked how SmackDown ended in total chaos, like as I expected it to, which is everybody coming out.
Did you enjoy the Shield wearing their weird shirts?
I know those shirts sucked. They're awful. Like either go all the way in or not. Like I don't understand that. Like just it looked awkward. I'm convinced though after watching that ending that somebody's gonna replace Shane, and it's because like he got like in the wrestling sense he got pretty beat up, so it's like you're setting up for somebody to replace him. I don't know who, but you're setting up for some kind of reveal at Survivor Series. Yeah,
he got what like a Shield bomb and an angle slam.
He got angle slam. He got the Shield bomb twice.
Oh man!
I'm pretty sure Cesaro kicked him in the face once. Which is like I'm sorry, I can't like when I see Shane, I'm just like I see this broken old man and he's in fine shape, but it's like, dude, stop taking bumps. You have kids, please, just stop.
I see a 10-year-old kid in an old man's body.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Who do you think is going to replace him off the SmackDown roster?
I don't know because like I can't think of anybody who like the Team SmackDown, which we'll get further into it. They already have a pretty good line of people. Was it Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and John Cena, who was the one who surprised everybody like I'm going to be on Team SmackDown. I can't remember. And Shane was going to be the fifth member, and then
he was also team captain. So
he was team captain. Yeah.
So I think Jinder Mahal is going to take over as team captain.
You think he's going to come in the modern day Maharaja? Well, I would love that. I would love if he comes in. Although I think Jinder Mahal is going to not be in that because I think he's going to play some role in the match with AJ and Brock. I think Mahal's going to cost Brock, not going to cost AJ the match. There's no title on the line, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think because, you know, like they had a face off on SmackDown.
So I really hope they don't do that. I don't want that to happen.
Right, because I just want to see those two supremely talented athletes go at it in the ring.
Yeah, I also don't see like a clean finish for either one of these guys either, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
yeah. They put AJ over. Like I think this is gonna be the start of the year of AJ.
I hope so. He deserves it.
Yeah. They didn't really like. I feel like they botched his first run with the WWE Championship. Like he had great matches against John Cena, but like I don't really remember too much else other than that.
Well, because he was feuding with because he beat Cena at SummerSlam. That sort of catapulted him to the title picture again. Because he had fought Reigns earlier that year, like right after WrestleMania, and of course Reigns was just christened as the future WWE at that point, so no way he was gonna drop the belt to AJ Styles. No. But like he fought Dean Ambrose, so like then the only memorable matches he had during that small run was against John Cena twice, one at SummerSlam and the other one was at the Rumble where he lost.
Yeah, true. Like I would love to see, like, oh my god, remember I think it was like not last week, maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe like October, was it? Maybe before that, but they had Nakamura and AJ like stare off at each other.
I think that was that. Well, I mean they've been teasing that for a while.
Oh,
like ever since Money in the Bank when they had them face off, and the crowd just went nuts.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
the crowd just went like they obviously want this. Like you can just tell the electricity just went through the roof. Like
can you imagine AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania?
I think that's what they're building to.
Oh,
like I have to believe because. I have to believe that's what they're building to for the title. If not for the title, definitely a non-title match. Which I don't care. It doesn't matter. You put those two in the ring, and I'm happy.
Yeah, they've just been dropping the ball on Nakamura though.
Yeah. That's probably a lot of reasons why I've been hesitant to watch SmackDown. Is just Nakamura was one of my favorite things to watch about when I was watching NXT.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like, I saw his first pay-per-view event against Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, okay, that was okay, but like. I was hesitant to watch this. I'm like, how bad are you gonna botch Nakamura? And it seems like he hasn't been as well received as he should be, for the most part, outside of general WWE brainwashing.
Yeah. Like they had him face John Cena, which he beat, and then he faced off against Jinder, which Jinder beat him. So I don't know. Maybe they were just still like screwing around with the Jinder experiment, but.
Yeah, and that Nakamura match with Cena should have been held off. Like I felt like that was way too soon to do something like that.
It just came out of nowhere. Like it was. I was thinking, oh, John's gonna retire, or he's not gonna really do too much like soon.
Yeah.
After Roman Reigns, especially, like that seemed like his last match. But now he's back doing Survivor Series because I guess he just wants to keep wrestling.
Yeah, I think he does. He's just he has other commitments and just like
Yeah.
He's busy. He's a busy man.
He is. He's off learning Mandarin and doing 500+ pound squats, which is crazy. Yeah, you ever tried doing the squat? I went to the gym. I tried to do a squat one time. I screwed up my back.
I mean, I used to play football.
Oh,
okay. I used to do that a lot.
Man,
I couldn't do it now. I do one. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done. But like I used to do it. I used to be able to do it very easily.
Yeah. All right. What else was interesting? Oh yeah, so I wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit. Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan on the Go Home Show on Raw. That was one of the most cringiest things I've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the setup wasn't bad though because because I knew Jason Jordan wasn't going to be the final man. Like that just seemed weird. And I liked how they used Bray to basically destroy his knee, quote unquote, destroy his knee. But like, I think they killed his character. That like they've ruined any kind of momentum he had. I don't think he had any momentum to begin with because he's been booed out of the arena every time I watched, which sucks because he's immensely talented. Like the dude has legit wrestling background. Like even when him and Chad Gable when they were in NXT as
American
Alpha, they were great. Like they were fun. They were my favorite tag team to watch, and then they went to the big main roster. But like him begging, you know, basically crying for daddy, it was just like you made him look so weak. Like you fought with a broken neck. Like it's just like, dude, I can't. Like I get it, you're emotional, but it's like he came off more as whining
Yeah.
than like, you know, defiant or wanting to battle against his father.
Yeah, it was just the way he was acting in it. Like I agree with you. His in-ring ability is pretty top notch. He's done a couple finish or not finishers, but moves where he did like a double Northern Lights suplex, and that was like really impressive to see him do. But yeah, like, and I see what they're going for there, like sympathy. Like obviously, if someone has a broken leg and they're about to do like a big match with their dad at like one of the biggest pay-per-view events of the year, like that's obviously like sympathetic. But the way he goes about acting about it is kind of just like stop. Like it's basically the Bret Hart thing where it's like stop whining, like
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
also,
what I was gonna get to this. I don't know if you have anything else to say before it, but like,
no, other than that, like I hope they put like after he should to me, Jason Jordan should not be on TV after Survivor Series. Put him on the shelf for a while because it's clear that whatever weird experiment of father-son time they were doing with him and Kurt is not working. Like it's just not over. Like people are not connecting with it.
Yeah, people have been speculating that he might turn on Kurt, and that might be interesting, but I don't know.
I think you any change like you in order to do that to have an effective heel turn, you need to be able to care about something. Like I'm coming up against, you know, the whole Hogan heel turn at Bash at the Beach '96, the most iconic heel turn of all time.
Yeah,
and the reason that works is because one, you don't see it coming. Two, you care for over 10 years. People cared about Hogan enough to where like, whoa, wait a minute, what? Versus if Jordan costs them the match in Survivor Series, it's just like, well, he comes off as a teenager who was trying to get back at his dad.
Yeah.
And like, it just seems more weak. So I was just like, just take him off television. Just put him somewhere, have him do WWE Superstars, whatever.
Is Superstars a real thing still?
I think so. It's on the network. I see it on Hulu's promotion. So
okay,
it's an hour long wrestling show.
All right.
But I don't know. Like, I hope he doesn't turn heel because I think that's just only gonna hurt him more. Because I don't know if he's ready to be a full-time heel yet.
Yeah. But like after that, when Jason Jordan came out, begged Kurt Angle, we got a surprise.
Dad, please.
So basically, Jason Jordan was taken off the team, and replacing him is the one and only King of Kings,
the Cerebral Assassin.
What other nicknames does he have?
The King of Kings, Cerebral Assassin, the Game. His best nickname is the Game.
Yeah, the Game.
I think it's only 3 actually. Because
I'm pretty sure he has like a ton of them. I just can't remember them right now. But Triple H,
yeah,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley, is going to be replacing Jason Jordan, and that kind of came out of nowhere. Like I was super surprised. I don't even think he really said anything other than just saying that he's the new guy.
No, like he gets in Kurt's face and he goes, "Are you gonna tell the news or not? I'm gonna say it." Like he gets all like Triple H super aggressive,
yeah,
and just proclaims that I'm the 5th man for Team Raw, which is just like, why? Like I was hyped for it.
They announced him as the COO too, so he's like businessman Triple H coming out.
Yeah, and it was just like, why? Like I have a feeling there's something they're planning something for this event.
Well, obviously, I think it's pretty obvious where it's going to go. But basically, after that, Triple H gives a pedigree to Jason Jordan in front of Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle is worst dad of the year for letting his son get pedigree right in front of him. Like, come on! I get that's your boss, but like, are you really going to let your kid get pedigreed like that?
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, son. We all have to get pedigreed at some point. I did a lot too.
It's a rite of passage. But yeah, I think they're going to build to a Kurt Angle versus Triple H, which that seems way more interesting to me than...
Considering we haven't seen it in what, like almost 15 years?
Yeah.
I'd be down to see that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, Charlotte won the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, and Ric Flair was there.
Yeah, that actually started getting me a little choked up a little bit because we in case you don't know, Ric Flair was actually had severe medical issues, and they weren't sure if he was actually going to make it, which is like that was legit scary because like please like like I don't want Ric Flair to go. I know he's done a lot of stuff, and you can all watch that stuff if you go watch the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary.
Have you seen it?
Ric Flair. It's really good. Yeah, I've seen it. It's really good.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I wish more people approach wrestling like that, and it kind of shows the dark side of wrestling, but at the same time, it's very entertaining. But it was very emotional to see, like it's like father, wanting to successor his daughter, and being just a proud dad. Like it was sweet. It was a sweet moment, and considering how old he is and the life he's led, like the doctors even said, like it's a miracle you're even alive.
Yeah, how the hell is he still alive?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
With the life he's had, hasn't he like escaped plane crashes too? Like
yeah, he broke his back on a plane crash like in the 70s.
There's a lot of celebrities that have just like escaped fatal plane crashes. It's insane.
Yeah, not to mention all the drinking and everything he's probably done all his life.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's done cocaine at some point. If you watch any of his promos,
he's probably done all the drugs.
Yeah. Shit, and I'm convinced he was completely on like just watching a few weeks of Nitro. Like the dude's on something because like to be that like energetic, like come on.
Yeah, I love how basically he like survived that surgery or whatever, and then like he cut a promo on Twitter like right after telling people to like buy his shit.
Yeah,
he's crazy. He's a crazy person.
Ric Flair's fucking nuts, but we love him. We love Ric Flair.
Yeah. Have you been watching NXT at all? Because they're having an NXT takeover called War Games, based off of the old
WCW War Games. I was behind, but I'm pretty much caught up. I watched the last 3 weeks of it, so I know pretty much what's going into takeover. I haven't watched, obviously, as of recording. There's an NXT going on right now, so we don't know we haven't watched that one yet. But I'm pretty caught up.
Okay, yeah, like I haven't been keeping up with NXT or 205 Live.
I don't think anybody watches 205 Live, to be honest with you.
There was some good stuff happening. Like Gallagher was really entertaining. I like Drew Gulak and his stupid PowerPoint presentation. That's pretty entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just straight wrestling for like an hour, not like an actual like somewhat fleshed out show for an hour.
Yeah, it's somewhat fleshed out. Like there's some things happening that are interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like nobody really cares.
Yeah, it's a lot of wrestling. Like I'm already watching almost over 4 hours of wrestling, and like to add another one, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I cannot fault anyone for saying or skipping a wrestling show, for sure. So yeah, like other than the War Games thing happening between Sanity and Undisputed Era, I don't really know too much that's happening there.
Yeah, and also it's the third team, which is Bobby Roode, and the Authors of Pain, which is the third team.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just excited to see fucking War Games.
Yeah, okay.
Like, as a WCW fan, like that was the cage match.
Yeah, it was always like weird having two rings beside each other and then putting a cage over that.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Which has like a roof on it. It's kind of like a steel cage match, but it has a roof on it. And I think in this one, they're not going to do it like one at a time. They're going to have, I think that everyone's starting at the same time.
I don't know yet. I honestly don't know. I haven't read anything on that. I would assume they're just doing the whole one at a time because they kept building up like, well, if you start this and your other teammate comes out and then there's an advantage, there's a two-man advantage or something like that. Okay. They could just have it like break all hell right at the beginning, which I think people just want that to happen.
I think that's just what's going to happen. Like I've heard that it's a weird thing that they're doing for War Games. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure. I need to catch up on my NXT.
Yeah, I'm more excited for the vacant women's NXT championship. It's a fatal 4-way. Everybody says it's going to be Ember Moon, who almost won it at the last takeover, which was in Brooklyn against Asuka, which I think that was one of the best matches she's ever had. And of course, Asuka retired from NXT undefeated. Mm-hmm. But because I missed the Mae Young Classic, apparently there's a pirate princess in NXT now.
What?
Her name is Kairi Sane. And she's like, her whole gimmick is like she's a pirate princess. So she comes out with like a buccaneer hat, has a little pirate's wheel, and she's just like has this grand like pirates music when she comes out. I'm just like, I'm in love with you. I want you to win the women's title. I know you're new here, but I want to root for you.
Yeah, I actually need to see that now because you know me and my love of pirates.
Yeah, like again, she won. Kyrie Sane won the Mae Young Classic. So spoilers if you haven't seen the Mae Young Classic.
I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, I heard the commentary wasn't good, so I skipped out on it. But apparently the wrestling was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But she won it, so it's going to be her, Ember Moon,
Nikki Cross, the insane person of Sanity.
Yeah, and then the other one, which is
Peyton Royce and Billy Kay.
Peyton, yeah, no, it's just Peyton Royce.
Well,
Peyton Royce
Billy Kay is going to be by her side.
Of course.
Because you know those two are, I assume in kayfabe they're lesbians, so
they play with that definitely within the ring when they're together. So
yeah,
I like them.
I like them too. I think they're pretty good heels. Like I think they're like I always boo them because they're really good shit heels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's NXT. I don't like I said, haven't seen it too much. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it.
Yeah, it's only an hour long, but that for a while that was the only thing I was watching wrestling from WWE was just NXT. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, I got to like I'll say this here because it's our first episode, but I got to see NXT Takeover Toronto, which was really great. That had Samoa Joe versus Nakamura as the main event, and
that was.
I got to sing along to Nakamura and see him get assaulted by violins. Like I couldn't have been more happier.
Nice.
Yeah, there's also Bobby Roode. It was really good. All right, on to the main show, the Survivor Series.
Yes.
Okay. I'll start off with the Cruiserweight Championship. It's Enzo Amore, the champion, versus Kalisto. Who really cares at this point?
No, because I'm tired of seeing Enzo Amore because he's legitimately not a good wrestler. Like, he's legitimately not good.
Yeah, he's not a good wrestler. He's starting to get on my nerves, which I guess is what they're trying to do, is try and annoy you the hell with Enzo. Although people still talk about, like, say along with his catchphrases because they're catchphrases, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like when people say "woo" whenever somebody does a knife edge chop.
Yeah,
it's just ingrained in your mind at that point.
Mm-hmm. They did this before with Enzo and Kalisto, and they're just doing it again. And Kalisto won last time, and it's just a back and forth. I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and considering I don't care who wins this. Because Enzo's probably going to retain by some kind of, they're going to have him win by some kind of
bullshit, a tactic. Yeah.
Exactly.
We got the women's Survivor Series elimination match, which is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Team Raw is Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Versus SmackDown's team, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Carmella, and Tamina. I think it's not Charlotte Flair anymore. I think that's who is that now? Because Charlotte Flair is now the champion.
It'll probably be a reverse.
Alexa Bliss.
Natalia will probably go over to.
Yeah. Okay, I keep forgetting that Alexa Bliss is on Raw. Even though I love her. She's a great champ. But I associate her with SmackDown because she was so dominant there. All right. I've been actually liking Alicia Fox. Like, I like how crazy she is.
Why is she the team captain though?
I think she won it in a match, I believe.
Oh, is that what it was? I can believe that because I'm just like, why isn't Bayley or Sasha? I figured one of those two would have been team captain. So weird.
Okay, so are there? Because I watch every episode and I can't remember. Like whenever people say wrestling fans have a bad memory, I'm one of them. Even though we don't. Like, I think the hardcore wrestling fans don't, but I do. But I just have a bad memory in general, anyways. So yeah, Alicia Fox. I love how crazy she is. I like that little gimmick that she has, where she has the captain's hat and does like the "this is your captain speaking," but she fucks it up all the time though, which I don't like. It seems like she forgot her lines and is like trying to remember them.
See, I'll have to look out for that because again, I've only started watching it recently, just this week, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
I just remember her being the crazy ex. That's all I remember her being.
Yeah, she's still crazy, and she finally got a T-shirt, which was like a storyline where she complained about not having a T-shirt.
All I'm saying is for this match, I just want Asuka to like single-handedly beat down the SmackDown
Just
team.
dominate everybody.
Just like it starts off like you don't obviously start off with Asuka. Like everybody gets their moves in. Team SmackDown seems to, you know what? No, have Team SmackDown eliminate everybody, like just utter domination except for Asuka. Then Asuka just goes nuts and just to show just how dominant she is. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you? You a big fan of Nia Jax?
I think she can be good because the only I think it depends on her partner because I really enjoyed her match with Bayley she had a couple years ago for the women's title. But like I like her in the sense that she brings a different body set to women.
Yeah, true.
In the women's wrestling, and she brings something to her. Like she's basically the Andre the Giant for them. You know, like how are you going to stop this unstoppable force? I'm just not. I don't think she's 100% like ready for the main roster, even though she's been there for almost a year now.
Okay.
Over a year. Like she's fine, she's okay, but you know she obviously needs to train a lot more.
Yeah, I'm not much of a Nia Jax fan. I think it's just I see what you mean. She's like the giant basically of the women's division, but I don't think there's really much there for her other than that.
Yeah, she's Alexa Bliss's friend. Isn't that their sort of the storyline they're going through?
Not really a friend, more like Alexa Bliss just hides behind her, but they're on different shows. No, they're not on different shows.
No, they're both on Raw. Remember, Alexa Bliss is on Raw now. She's been on Raw for months.
I know. I love her. Like she's great, but it's just something in me that makes me say that she's a SmackDown girl. All right. So it's that Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas versus United States Champion Baron Corbin.
The Battle of Heels.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Although I think Miz will definitely get the bigger the applause because I don't know a lot of people actually like Baron Corbin.
I don't know if anyone really likes Baron Corbin. He used to come on to the SmackDown post show. I can't remember what it was called, Talking Smack. And he was pretty good there. Like he actually got to be himself and like be a little bit more heelish than just beating up smaller people and being pissed off all the time. But ever since that was canceled, I don't really have an attachment to him at all. Yeah, and I also love The Miz. Like I think The Miz is one of the most underrated wrestlers that we have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I agree completely. I kept saying like the man deserves another shot at the world title because he's been putting the work in. He's obviously over with people.
Yeah, for sure. And he's a great. He never breaks character. He never tries to be a cool heel, which a lot of like if you like cool heels, cool for you. I like cool heels too. But I think The Miz like he just knows what his character is and never breaks it when he's on the show.
No,
which a lot of other characters do a lot of the time, and it kind of like brings down that believability. Yeah, The Miz.
I mean, this is kind of like one of those like
to me, he's a future Hall of Famer. Like
yeah, this is I hate to say it, but this is the bathroom break time. Depending on when it's in the show.
Yeah, it is because his opposite is not very interesting.
Yeah, like it would have been better if like the U.S. champion was like I don't know. I can't think of another Sami Zayn or something. Jinder Mahal. Maybe. Like that would have been interesting to.
Who knows?
Because Miz is good on the mic. Whether some people may not agree with that, but I think Miz is really good on the mic.
Yeah.
And you need to have somebody of somewhat comparable ability to that. And again, I think as a Raw talent, Baron Corbin is really good. Like he obviously has the base skill down and is a big man, and he's one of the better big men WWE has right now. But it's just like he's not completely there yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe Miz will get a decent match out of him.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, we've got. I'll just keep order on this list here. Team Raw, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H versus Team SmackDown. Shane is still listed, but maybe they'll change that up tomorrow. Today.
Card is subject to change as usual.
Maybe Friday, like when they did with Kurt Angle in the Shield. Yeah, so we have Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena. So yeah,
that's a pretty impressive list of five. Like normally in the past couple of years, they've with these 5-on-5s, they just thrown the jobbers in there, or like the C-listers. I'm really surprised that they're putting their A-listers on this. For those you don't know, in Survivor Series like 15 years ago, they actually used to do a lot more than just 2 elimination matches. It'd be like at least what, 4?
Oh yeah, that would be most of the show would be elimination matches.
Yeah, you would combine feuds. Feuds would combine together into one for that one night. Yeah. Now it's like you get 1. This year we get 2, which is like okay.
Yeah.
But like I'm really surprised at the talent level. Like I can't honestly. Yeah. I posted a meme on our Discord where like or on our Twitter on my Twitter. Where it's like when Triple H and Bobby Roode enter the ring together for the first time, and it's that Spider-Man meme. Spider-Man look like pointing at each other.
Yeah,
it's like you. I'm convinced that Bobby Roode is just Triple H, just a younger body. Even has a buzz cut haircut now.
He's just a younger, fresher body.
Exactly. I really want to see them go in the ring. I like that. That to me is the like all the possible combinations of like who could face who. Like this is like that same feeling you get with the Rumble, right? It's like superstars you wouldn't normally see facing each other have the chance to actually face off, even if it's like a minute or 2.
Man, imagine Braun Strowman facing off against. Well, I guess Shane's not going to be in it, but that would have been really interesting to see.
Well, as we know, Shane's not afraid to back down to big men when you look like at his past matches against like the Big Show and Kane, like 17 years ago.
But still, this is I think Braun Strowman towers over those guys though. But
yeah.
Like this is a stacked match.
Is this the main event? Do you think this had main events, or do you think Brock AJ main events?
I think Brock.
Because like, either or could main event.
I think it's Brock AJ that main events, but who knows? Yeah, this is like. So initially, I thought what they were gonna do, because they kind of did this with the last Raw pay-per-view. They had Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, right? I thought they would have built a match around that, because that's a Raw and a SmackDown talent facing off against each other, and like build a feud from there. But this is still pretty good. I think the build-up was kind of weak for this, because it was just like one show invading another show, and then
that's versa. All it is.
Yeah, it's.
But I think the amount of build-up isn't really needed, considering the amount of talent that's in the ring.
Yeah,
at once, I think that overweighs it.
Yeah, for sure. This is gonna be good. Okay, moving on. We've got Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus versus SmackDown Tag Team Champions the Usos.
You know, I'm kind of disappointed we aren't getting the original matchup, which was the 2 members of the Shield, Seth and Dean versus the Usos, because I was looking forward to that. But Cesaro and Sheamus have become a really good tag team over a year.
Yeah.
So I'm down. It should be fun.
Yeah, I've actually like. I think even so, the Usos have had a really great year or two. They came from like these babyface people who would come out and sing and dance and go to the ring and then do their thing. And now they're like actual characters that seem kind of interesting and have street cred, and like they actually seem kind of cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, when they got stale, like they were one of the more over tag teams. One of them got hurt, and they got stale when they came back. So it's like it was a fresh reinvention for them.
Yeah, and that Hell in a Cell match between them and the New Day, like they had a great feud with the New Day. They're one of the best stories this year for tag teams. I love Cesaro and Sheamus. I think they're great. I think they might be going a little bit stale for me, but they're still great talents that I enjoy seeing. All right. So we're gonna move on into Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. What are your thoughts?
I think it could be good, because these are former NXT women who never faced each other. Because at the time Alexa Bliss was in NXT, she was just the manager of that no name tag team that nobody remembers anymore. I can't remember what their names were, but she was their manager, and Charlotte was feuding with the other 4 horsewomen for the title. So I'm really excited, because Charlotte's one of the best currently right now, and Alexa Bliss is I wasn't really sold on her when she first made the jump and when they took the title off of Bayley, which really upset me because I love Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley's the best. And like she's just like similar to like I compare it to like Seth Rollins, and I'm like, I don't know if I buy you as the champion, but then as they go along, I'm like, okay, I buy you as the champion. And I think she's really talented, and I think it could be a fun women's match.
I think they're both incredibly talented women. It took me a little bit longer to get warm up to Charlotte just because like I came in right around the time both of these women were moving up to the roster, so I didn't have any of that NXT history with me.
Oh, you need to watch their NXT matches, bro.
This is what I hear. This is what I hear that when they were doing the Women's Revolution angle, like these women that are now on the main roster were like some of the best matches they've ever done. So,
yeah, I mean Sasha Banks Bayley was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Period.
Yep, that's what I've heard. I've heard great things. I need to go watch it. I'm watching through all of WWE because I'm a madman, so I'll eventually get there. But yeah, I'm probably gonna see that sometime. But yeah, like I think both of these women are really great. I think that it's a face heel match and not like the U.S. title.
If Natalya would have kept the belt, it would have been a heel, and I don't know if that would have been because I wasn't as interested in like Natalya. Like Natalya's a fine wrestler, but she's like there's a certain pizzazz when you put Charlotte Flair in the match.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think she's like I say, like it took me a little bit longer to warm up to Charlotte, but like I think she's one of the best. This is literally the best women. I know you love Bayley. I'm gonna give you your props, but I think these two are the best women in the company right now, and it's great seeing them both go to head to head.
Yeah.
I like that Alexa in her promo said that she's beaten all the horsewomen and that she just has one more to beat. So it's like something else for her to like not just beat the champion that's on the other show, but to like cross something off her bucket list, which that also appeals to me because it's something personal for her to accomplish. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. The Shield versus the New Day.
I'm really hyped for this.
Yeah, I'm crazy hyped for this in a way I didn't think I would be. Because around the time where the Shield was coming into their own, that's actually the time I was stopped watching. And so like I never got to see the Shield at their best. I never got to see them like run rampant on WWE like a lot of people did. So like it's like my time to see what the Shield can do, you know? Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I thought you had more to your point. No, I mean like I'm more excited because like I remember like I was still watching regularly when the Shield first popped up. So I'm just more excited because I can see more New Day because I love New Day. Although I have a hungry because like if you watch SmackDown this past Tuesday, New Day cut a promo on the Shield, and they were like, "We've never stabbed each other's backs. We will never betray each other." I'm just like, "Oh no, don't do this to me. Don't have Kofi or Xavier or Biggie, any of them fucking turn heel."
No, I don't ever want them to face off against each other.
No,
there's no. I don't think there's any money in that. I don't think there's any reason to do that. I think maybe doing like if they want to do singles matches, I think that's fine. They talked about how great Kofi has, like how they have so many championships between them, and then most of them
mostly Kofi.
Yeah, like that's a pretty great line. I would like to see Kofi like do another singles match, like maybe challenge AJ Styles at least, or just try to get that WWE Championship and have his brothers behind him. Like that would be really interesting to watch. I don't want them to break up New Day ever because I want to see them come out with their unicorn horns and dump bootios into people's mouths still.
Yeah, it should be an entertaining match from the opening bell to the end.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time they've ever faced off against each other, which is interesting.
Yeah,
like these are the most prolific quote unquote teams in recent WWE history, and they're finally crossing paths. I think that's pretty cool.
It's a 6-man inter-brand tag team match.
Yeah, I wish it was an elimination, but nah.
What if it was
a
tornado tag team?
Yeah.
That might
It
be.
probably will become a tornado at some point where
Well,
it just
you know.
everything breaks loose.
Yeah, exactly. When everything breaks or loose, they'll just run into the ring together. That's one of my biggest gripes actually, is when the ref doesn't push the other wrestlers back when they're supposed to be like in their corner.
Uh-huh.
They just let them like sit in the ring for like 2 minutes and just destroy like the person that they're gonna pin. I'm just like, come on, ref, like do something.
Yeah.
Anyways, and now we're at the final match of the night.
The main event.
I think it's gonna be the main event. So
I hope so.
Universal Champion Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus WWE Champion AJ Styles.
Two former IWGP heavyweight champions going out for the first time in a WWE ring. Like, this is a dream match. Like, this is kind of a dream match.
I honestly have no idea what's going to happen in this match.
I really hope they don't turn into another Brock Lesnar sort of suplex repeat, and match is over.
Yeah.
Because like AJ doesn't deserve that.
No. If you watch the promo that they did with Paul Heyman this past week, he really built up AJ Styles to be like a force to reckon with. And he actually talked about, I think he talked about UFC, but he talked about like speed kills. So he like built up like how AJ is like so agile and so like so fast. Like it was something that he didn't do for Jinder at all. He's like, Jinder,
no, because when
yawn, and then
you're,
AJ,
you're
he's like,
joke, you're not my contemporary. Like,
yeah.
Whereas it's like AJ's like he's the best person in the world, and obviously he builds up Brock. Like, but you're gonna be victimized. This is the same thing he's said over the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I just don't want it to turn into, because like even with with Samoa Joe, another dream match he had earlier this year, that ended up turning into another typical Brock Lesnar suplexes and he wins.
Yeah.
And even Braun Strowman, another sort of must anticipated match turned into another Brock Lesnar suplexes and he wins.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Like, I know that Suplex City is like over as like a thing people like seeing, but I think it's getting to that point where it's just getting a little bit tiring now.
Yeah, because like the thing is like Brock, I know it's a kid pro wrestler because like if you go back to his, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they've built him up to be the monster. Like he's not the Brock Lesnar of 0304 who was dominant and aggressive, but he was still a wrestler. Like he would still put you in the ring and out wrestle you. This Brock Lesnar, what we've been dealing with since he came back in 2012, by the way, is just this straight up,
he's the
monster
beast.
Character.
He's the beast.
who just punches you and just punishes you.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the problem has to do with that. Like, and like on paper when you look at it, like, okay, AJ Styles has no chance. Like, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way he beats him, especially if a guy like Joe or Strowman can't beat him. Like,
yeah.
So it's like I like the way that Paul Heyman put him up. Like Paul, AJ has a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Against it, and I wonder how long the match is gonna go. I wonder if they're gonna. I fully believe Jinder is gonna play a role in this.
Yeah.
Like I fully believe that.
Yeah, that's just way too predictable, and I also just don't like the idea of that being the finish, like screwing over AJ. And then he's already had his rematch against AJ in a dark match, by the way.
What?
Yeah, that was the dark match of this SmackDown. Was that he challenged him for this championship and AJ won? So
wow.
Yeah, there you go. Breaking news.
Well, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, I hope not. If Brock wins, he better be exhausted and just like barely escape that win, because AJ is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
He is.
He doesn't deserve to get jobbed out to Brock.
No.
I know Brock probably just wants just to suplex and I'm gonna go home, because that's to me like the attitude Brock has lately. Like,
yeah,
he just doesn't care.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. Like, I've listened to podcasts where people talk about how Brock is like really nice to work with if he respects you. So if they both have that history, like AJ's put in his time and his work, like he's got his miles going. So maybe he'll help. Maybe he'll give AJ more.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully, because then if not, we'll get another Dean Ambrose
Also,
Brock
when he
Lesnar
gives,
match.
if he gives AJ more, then like that means he looks even better too. Because a lot of people's best matches have been with AJ.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
AJ could wrestle a mop bucket and make it a 5-star match. That's how good he is.
Yeah. I do. I think that. I think Brock is going to go over. I hope it's not a DQ. If it is, I hope they do it in a way that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what if they bring back the Great Khali and Jinder?
Well,
Because like they brought back the Great Khali for like that Punjabi prison match, and then like there's nothing after that.
yeah.
He just came in and like looked at Randy Orton. That was about it. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I thought they were going to do originally, that with Jinder being in the match against Brock, that, okay, Jinder's going to get his ass kicked for 10 minutes, and then while Brock isn't looking, here comes the Great Khali to distract, and Jinder does a roll-up for the 1, 2, 3, and then escapes with a win. Yeah. They obviously can't do that with AJ unless the Great Khali comes out to just screw over AJ just because he can, and then that just goats AJ into giving like, "You want another title shot? Here's another title shot."
Anyway.
Which I hope not. I expect a wrestling clinic. That's what I want.
I would like that too. But yeah, that's going to be your card for tonight, going into this Sunday for Survivor Series 2017.
It's 30 years old now? No.
What, Survivor
87.
Series?
Yeah, 97, 27. 97, 2007. Yes, 30 years old. Because it started in 1987.
Wow. It's crazy. I've actually been listening to audiobook, The Slobber Knocker, JR's wrestling book.
Uh-huh.
And he's getting to all the stuff that I never watched, like the 80s. And it's interesting to see like how the regional wrestling stuff worked back then.
The territories?
Yeah, the territories. I've never been interested in that. But it's like interesting to see the behind the scenes and the business dealings. Like Vince McMahon would try and screw over other like Starrcade and like other type of wrestling promotions by saying like, oh, if you don't air Survivor Series and you air Starrcade, I'm not giving you WrestleMania or Royal Rumble. Like it was great. It was great hearing that kind of stuff because I never knew about any of that. And like that's a cutthroat move, I think. Yeah, I'm listening to that at work, so it's been entertaining. But yeah, that's about it. I think that's it for our show, our chair shot. You got
our pilot episode.
You got anything you want to add before we end?
Yeah, get hyped for Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. Is it 12?
I think it's 12.
Yeah, January 4th, which is right around the corner.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I actually took the time to see that promo that Chris Jericho cut in the middle of Kenny Omega in New Japan. It was pretty cool to see him. It's really interesting to see him in New Japan and not like in WWE because he has a different cadence, I think.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't feel like the Y2J character. He definitely reminds me more of a serious dude, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been this hyped for a Chris Jericho match in so long.
Like he was great with Kevin Owens, but like seeing him do his own thing now, like is super cool. I always love it when Chris Jericho comes back because it always seems like he's better than he was before.
Yeah, it's ridiculous considering how like he's like in his mid 40s at this point. Like he's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he does all different things. Like he does Fozzy, he does his own podcast. Like he's kind of like an entrepreneur. He just sells the brand of Jericho. Drink it in, pretty man.
Much. I'm kind of hoping this leads to a Kenny Omega Royal Rumble appearance.
Oh man,
do you think
Kenny Omega will ever come to WWE?
Everybody comes to WWE, man. At some point, look at it.
It's the
There's
big.
only like a hand.
It's the big.
It used to be.
It's the big pond in the world. It's the big.
Yeah, I mean, look ocean. At like for a while, like look who over the past, and a lot of it has to do with Triple H. Like within the past 2 or 3 years, the huge indie names for TNA guys who never would come with WWE, and now they're here and they're big time superstars. I think it's only a matter of time because all Vince has to do, and like nothing against Kenny Omega, like anybody, he cuts a nice check and like you get to wrestle with some of the best people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, like come on, like just for Kenny's own career, like even if he's only here for like say a year, and it goes back to New Japan, I'm like, dude, you just built your name up even bigger, and you made your audience even bigger. So,
yeah, I don't know. It depends on their loyalty to New Japan. There's a lot of great characters and great wrestlers in New Japan. Like Evil has been one of my favorites. He's basically like a Japanese Grim Reaper whose name is Evil.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great ones there. But you also see, like, if you have pride on your ability and your wrestling, like your wrestling ability, you take a look at all the people they've wasted, like Luke Gallows and Anderson. Like, what are they doing now? Nothing. You see Finn Balor, he was the Universal Champion for a day, got injured, and he's back, and now what is he doing? He's in the SmackDown SmackDown versus Raw elimination match, but that's about it. Like they haven't really done anything with him. They tried to do the Bray Wyatt thing, that was really bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wasted talent, like, and if you're prideful on being on showcasing your talents every week, like every day, you might not want to go there because they might waste you.
Well, I mean, like even if it's not like an ongoing thing, like even if it's just like a one night only, I think it'd be fucking cool. Like for one night only, Kenny Omega comes out to the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It'd be
know.
Awesome.
It would be super cool. Like, it would be absolutely mind blowing because no one ever expected him to just be in the Rumble and then like get eliminated.
Because they're running out of people to like pick from other companies to be surprise entrants into the Rumble. Like when AJ came up, it was like, oh my god, it's AJ Styles. Like nobody saw that coming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not sure. They also have their own NXT. Like, doesn't everyone have to go through NXT in order to get to the main roster?
No.
I thought that's like the thing they had to do was like.
I mean, AJ didn't go through NXT.
Okay.
Like AJ just showed up on the main roster. It's like, I'm here, bitches. They put Nakamura through NXT. Probably because they didn't think he was going to be as like catch on as easily as AJ would, but you know, not necessarily.
Yeah. They actually did a thing. They actually did a thing not too long ago, or maybe it was too long ago. Like maybe it was a couple months ago, but like the Bullet Club showed up to WWE, like outside the arena, and started doing like 2 suites, and like I think the Young Bucks were there as well. Like they were basically trying to do an invasion on WWE.
Same, like when DX took a fucking tank to a Nitro taping.
Pretty much, it was pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, they put it up on Instagram a while back, so like it was mind blowing to see that. It's like, oh shit, are they gonna like come in through the crowd? Like you didn't know what was gonna happen.
Nah, security would have stopped them. Like, get the fuck out of the building. You're not here.
They let in everyone with a Bullet Club shirt on, so if security has no idea who they are and they just have a ticket, they would have just been in. I want a Bullet Club shirt, but I have to go to a Hot Topic to do that though.
Then you don't want to go into a Hot Topic. You don't want to do that.
Speaking of hot topics, I think we're all out.
Yeah, I think that's it. Not bad for a pilot episode.
Yeah. We'll probably be doing a post show just to talk about the stuff that's happening. Length for these episodes might vary. We did like an hour today. Depends on how much we have to talk about, right?
Yeah, good. I don't foresee the show going 2 hours ever, but you never know. Maybe like WrestleMania time, but like
maybe if you get into maybe if we like get into New Japan and
no, it's too much wrestling.
Yeah,
we'll definitely talk about Wrestle Kingdom though.
Yeah, that's like a 12-hour show, by the way.
Well, I heard.
I watched it last year. It was great. Like
I thought WrestleMania was long. It was like, oh my god, it's 7 hours. Oh my god.
What did they have? Oh, they had Okada versus Omega last year, and that went for an hour long. Yeah, match.
That's what my friend of mine was telling me, that like they're long shows, but like the last half of that is basically just like one set of matches, but they're really long, which I'm like,
It's really good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited.
They also had Cody Rhodes last year. Like his like entrance as the American Nightmare was great. I like Cody Rhodes now that he's gone and doing his own thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the show. That's it for real now. Thanks everyone for listening. If you want to come and join our Discord for wrestling, talk about wrestling with us, you can go ahead and do that. The link is on the homepage. You can check me out on Twitter, CSG Thomas on Twitter. I tweet about video games and wrestling. So like, there you go, 2 great things put together. And where can they find you?
Twitter.com/Marvelous Iggy.
And there you have it. Until then, guys, keep wrestling. I don't know. I don't have a good sign off.
No. Dad, please.
Dad, please let me in. Put up your hands and don't get hit with a chair.
That's what you're supposed to do, so you don't pull a Benoit and. Ugh.
Or Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop that. And I don't have a good sign off. I need to come up with a sign off.